Welcome back to the channel. Since I forgot to film an actual intro, we're getting the E36 back up in the air so we can continue our rust repair and finish the engine bay on the driver's side. We're back up in the air. Now we can get these driver's doors off, get all the undercoating from the driver's wheel well, and deal with that rocker that is substantially worse since I've never shown it. We have a giant hole there. This jack point actually caved in at one time, so I know it's completely wrecked. If we come down to the back, more rust holes back here. This side is far worse. I'm sure I showed it before. I need to throw some light on this. But there's a giant hole on this side. So we're gonna get all that wiring up out of the way. Get these two doors off, and we're gonna get this side prepped since we have, because I made two of everything when I initially did it, hiding in the top of our toolbox. We have our number 2 for our strut stiffener, number 2 for our boxing piece, and if I'd stop dropping stuff, number 2 for right there, so that this side will match that side. Okay, after about probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, this entire wheel well is completely cleaned out, so we shouldn't have any fire. And what was hiding underneath all that undercoating? So if you guys have, your E36, you're starting to see a little bit of rot. Hopefully yours isn't this far, but if it is, just know that that undercoating can look good top to bottom and be completely full of holes there. I didn't do the underside. We're just gonna cut this out. I have the template from my other side that I can flip over, remake these for this side, so we've got that. Our giant pile of undercoating here, gotta get that in the bin, but you can see that thing is right racked up under there. That's toast. You can see this has completely caved in right here. The jack point's actually, I don't even know if this one's connected or not, but this will all get cut out. It is absolutely rotten. I mean, look at the big ass dent that's right here. So, not this video. We are gonna do, obviously, the rocker. You can see it's down there. Bang all the holes in it. That's gonna get cut off. But since we've got this done, Now we're going to prep this for our shock tower reinforcement, which, like last time, I have my other one that I made. This, I'll drop the link in the description again. The DXF file, so you can put it on send it to your local laser shop. If you've got a plasma table or know somebody with a plasma table, I'll put the link in it. It's like €5 just because cults.com or 3dcults.com is a European site, so that's what it's based in. But I think it's €5, 7 American or Canadian, something like that. For the file, it fits beautifully. I mean, you guys remember this side? The holes are there. What it looks like all welded in. I welded mine all the way around. You can do a whole bunch of different ways. Like they say, you can skin a cat 100 different ways, so just pick your way. I wanted to go all the way up around. I'm gonna clean all this up, kind of keep it nice like that. So this side's gonna be exactly the same. We're gonna bend over all these tabs. I'm gonna clean up all the paint from this entire area here through here, because again, just like that side, and like I said like a few minutes ago, which was actually another video, we'll clean all the rust off this, since Canada's great and the humidity gets to it very quickly. You can kind of see surface rust starting there. I'm not too worried. Everything's gonna get prepped, but we're gonna start prepping and weld these suckers in, since this is what we're on to next. Also, I found these mini sanding discs a lot easier for doing stuff like this than the full flat sanding discs, like these mini flap wheels. A little bit expensive, but they're super great. Weld through primer time. So just like last time, I'm using one of my old coilover top hats to keep this in line. You want it nice and tight, obviously, so this is pushed right down into the head. You can see there's no gaps underneath there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get the clamps out, like the big C clamps, and a little bit of hammering. We're gonna tack these down probably on each corner again to keep it down, pull out the top hat just so we don't burn it up too much, and go up and around this all in a circle, and then we'll be on to the next one. Fully welded in all the way around. As you can see, I did all the outsides, then came up and did the inners. This is still piping hot, so I'm gonna try to keep my hands away from it. But you can see what we also did here is the underside of that plate is fully covered in weld through. This is fully covered in weld through. So the only affected zone should be the little bit here. I mean, a hair bit of moisture might want to seep down through that edge. Same over there. But when we paint this and everything,
Should never have an issue with this. I'm not really worried about any moisture getting in there because this is going to cool. We're in the middle of summer now. Look at the Jetta. We're in the middle of the summer now. I'm not really worried. The garage stays more hot than humid, but we're going to get it all into primer hopefully soon, because once this is done, essentially the engine bay is done. Other than obviously putting said motor. If you saw my video pulling the valve stems out, putting said motor in here and building all that stuff, and you know, this. But this is part one so far. We're gonna set up and get ready. I got a little bit of notching to fit that thing around the chassis in here. And then we're gonna get that welded in. I gotta say though, picking up these extra long clamps can really get way down into things. Really helps with around these corners where those little ones won't fit. So before I go welding it fully in, you can see we tacked it all up and around, and we used the other side as a visual reference. So this bolt hole here, we knew the top edge is the same over there, and then on that side where this comes up and around, how much we have here. This is also slightly repaired, but you can see we kept the same because I made these basically identical, bent them the exact same. They fit up and look the same side to side, which I'm not too sure if a lot of people understood it, but the look I was going for, obviously there's a little bit more over here. I wanted to just fill in this area. Because, like, you know, the typical BMW, we've got our shock turrets or strut turrets, some people call them. The E30s are very, you know, rounded and up. These ones got a little bit more look to them. I just wanted to blend it out to the sides, kind of break up the fact of we've got a front here, we got the back sections in there. So it kind of just blends that outer in. It also adds a little bit of strength. I'm going to have a strut bar as well, which is going to obviously tie these more together. They're tied into the upper rails on either side, and they're stitched down to the lower rail, with the lower rail being stitched as well. So we've really stiffened up the front end, which is going to help with our front suspension, the airbags, everything. So with that, we're going to burn this all in and then grind it all down. So just like our passenger side, we made a little stitch pattern where we're going to stitch it every inch, which actually fell on top of a bit of our OEM weld. So this one ends there. We'll start with a space, weld, space, weld, all the way down both sides, which then gives us this. It'll be ground smooth. This will have seam sealer over it. You'll never know it's there, but the shock tower is much stronger now. So we'll continue that. It will also come down and around here, as you can see on this side. And then we continued it through here up into the firewall. Actually, we didn't get into the firewall. We might, I don't know if we need to do that area. This side is way stronger into there because of the whole firewall rebuild. So with that, okay, so while welding up all these holes, I thought about a little tip for you guys, because I used to have a hole punch, so I made, or an iron worker, so I made little filler panels for all these things. You can see that they're all filled in with a piece, but I don't have ones for this. So take your sockets and find one that just fits in. So that matches the radius on either corner. Take that, measure it out, draw it. Now you've got a perfect radius that'll cut around. Same with for like up here. It fits in there fairly well. You can draw it out, make that piece, and then you have nice flush holes that nobody will ever know are there. So I ran out of MIG wire, but we got everything welded up on this side other than the matching plate here and one hole in the corner, which is no big deal. I'll grab some wire, we'll finish that off. Also got it all ground down, as you just saw, looking really nice. So with that, this is all done. Like I said, for the most part, I got one more piece to do, no big deal. I think now that we're getting into the summer with the hot and cold, this thing's gonna pick up a lot of surface rust, which I don't want. I mean, I do have a lot of bare metal down the side too, so I might spray that with some just normal primer, maybe some epoxy, but I think we're gonna epoxy the engine bay next with the seam sealer just to get everything covered. I really want to see it in one color. I keep saying that, and now I'm almost at the point where I can do it. So hopefully, maybe not next video. I don't know. I'm not sure how I'm going to play this out just because epoxy primer is kind of expensive, but I'll figure that out. I do want to get it in primer, show off what it looks like in one color. I think it'll look a lot better than, you know, the black, the metal, you know, the little bit of spray prime on everything. I really want it to look like one thing, kind of have some mid-project progress that looks really cool. But with that, I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more content because you guys know the E36 got a bunch of work and we keep getting closer. We've got this dealt with, rocker, and then I can't wait to get to the back end and show you guys what I got planned for that. So like I said again, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content, and we'll see you next time, hopefully.